The Canadian Autism Partnership Project was officially launched in July 2015 with funding from the Public Health Agency of Canada. It is a project of the Canadian Autism Spectrum Disorders Alliance, affectionately known as CASDA.
One of the precursors to the CAP project was the National Needs Assessment, which was an assessment that was done of Canadians living with autism as well as professionals that support them and family members to gather information on their needs.
The latest data from the Centre of Disease Control indicate that 1 in 68 Canadians is diagnosed with autism. Now take into account parents, siblings, grandparents, caregivers, educators, and support workers. It's clear autism has a vast and significant impact on Canadians in every province, in every territory, across the country.
The Canadian Autism Partnership is a Canadian attempt to develop a Canadian solution to this challenge of fragmented and limited services in Canada. It came from the ground up and it came from a lot of consultation with Canadians.
The reality is that every provincial and territorial jurisdiction has been struggling to keep up with the dramatic increase in ASD diagnoses. They are working in silos. The result is varying levels of support and inconsistent responses across the country.
Each province has their own program, and some of these programs work well and they're good initiatives. But provinces working alone is not good enough.
The challenge was to find a model that would have the authority, the ability, and the confidence of Canadians to unite the experts in the field of autism, prioritize the complex issues that needed to be addressed, and implement a process that would address them in a way that would serve every region across Canada. The Canadian Autism Partnership was led by a working group made up of Canada's leading experts on autism.
It brought together stakeholders and different perspectives from many facets of Canadian society who are all aimed at improving the lives of Canadians living with ASD and their families.
The project was also guided by the lived experiences and expertise provided by a self-advocate advisory committee, comprised of 7 autistic adults representing various provinces across Canada.
Academics and scientists have this illusion that we are experts in our field of study, but as I realized over the years, the experts are the self-advocates themselves and their families. So what they bring to this initiative is invaluable and is in fact the basis of what CAP is trying to do.
In developing a business plan for the Canadian Autism Partnership, we needed to hear directly from Canadians. We received input from over 5,000 Canadians through in-person community roundtables, in-person meetings with 101 government representatives from all 13 provinces and territories, and a national survey. Canadians have spoken. They have clearly identified a range of pressing concerns that the project team prioritized into 5 broad categories, reflecting the complex, systematic issues facing autistic Canadians.
It moves beyond a policy brief. It moves beyond a white paper that makes recommendations that people hope will be taken up in some way and tries to actualize and develop solutions that is a roadmap to addressing the kinds of problems that are facing Canadians.
Using what we call the collective impact process, the Canadian Autism Partnership is designed to build horizontal collaboration, problem solving, and collective action.
I think there's been a huge need for this type of thing in Canada. I think there's a huge need for this anywhere in the world, to be honest.
This is such an important endeavor that in fact it will have an impact that goes beyond Canada because others are now watching.
We are truly perched on the edge of making a difference in the lives of people with autism in this country and autistic people and their families, right? Take that next step. This project is that. Let's do it.
We can make autism a happy, joyful part of Canadian life.
This is the Canada that everyone believes in. Autism can serve as an example, and this is the right time to do it.